inspired by the hard work that these folks do here, but I'm more inspired by the things that they've done in the past. We're going to introduce you to the folks that we've hired to manage our customer care center. And we've got a whole host of speakers that are going to come out and talk today. I'd like to thank my family for coming down, you guys, and all my employees have been very, very supportive of this entire effort. We're really happy to be here today. And thanks for coming out. It's a little bit like christening a boat. We're going to break a bottle of champagne across the nose of it and put it to sea today. And I really do appreciate you being here. Thank you very much. I'm going to bring up Daniel Gilead. Daniel is a spokesman for the FISH organization. FISH stands for Food Industry Serving Heroes. As you all know, our company is part of a larger group that's a food manufacturing company. We service both retail and food service with our products. We've got about 440 line items that we sell at retail or within restaurants. And the Food Industry Serving Heroes founder, Paul Chapa, inspired me to move towards hiring veterans. I'm very proud of Paul for several things that he's done for us. But Daniel's with his organization. Daniel's going to come up and talk to us a little bit about his experiences. So please join me in welcoming Daniel Gilead.
Good morning, everybody. Real quick, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my story. My name is Staff Sergeant Dan Gilead. I served 12 years in the United States Marine Corps. And on my second tour in Iraq in 2005, our vehicle found a roadside bomb which removed my leg instantly. And I laid on the ground for a half hour making jokes about it because we were a long way away from a hospital. On the half-hour flight to the hospital after they finally got to me, I found out that I had passed away twice on the helicopter ride, but by the grace of God, I survived that. They brought me back. 26 days later, after deciding I wasn't going to be a victim, I was up and walking again with a prosthetic leg. And I decided I wasn't going to look back and I wasn't going to be a victim. I didn't want to be like so many of our other veterans who didn't have a positive outlook on life or didn't get the help that they needed. And so, like I said, I wasn't going to be a victim. With that being said, if anybody here has served our country, thank you for your service. And anybody that's been to combat, thank you for your service and welcome home. Some of the things that I learned while I was in the hospital, as I went up on the 4th floor and witnessed some extremely horrible things, and I also witnessed family members coming in to see their loved ones, not knowing what to expect from the battlefield. I kept thinking, you know, somebody needs to go and talk to these parents. Somebody needs to go and talk to the guys on the 4th floor and tell them, hey, you know, everything's going to be okay. And that same voice that kept me alive on the battlefield was the same one that kept saying, that should be you. And so I started going up and talking to the guys on the 4th floor, and you know, I always took a deep breath and marched right in, and regardless of what I saw, I just worked through it and talked as if, you know, that person was fine and that everything was going to be fine. And I had an opportunity to explain the prosthetic legs and the technology on how they were going to be rebuilt, and that the only limitations that they were going to have were going to be the ones that they gave themselves. There's so many times that I witnessed that there are no limitations. The mind is an amazing thing. The only limitations you have are the ones that you give yourself. Never quit, never give up, and don't let anybody ever tell you what your future holds. Only you can determine that. And so I learned a lot of really great things. I got some great experiences being in the hospital, and it was really, if you narrowed it all down, it was that passion, that wanting to continue to serve, that wanting to be a part of something that was so much bigger than myself. And it always put kind of what I was going through into perspective because, you know, I didn't have near some of the issues that some of those other guys had. I witnessed some horrible, horrible things. Shortly after I got out of the hospital, I was in the hospital for about a year, I went through a divorce. And I thought, you know, well, here's another opportunity for me to do either something really horrible or something really good. So I found out positive ways to get through that. And I was able to go back and talk to the guys that were currently going through that in the hospital about divorce and how to overcome divorce and some of the other things that they might be experiencing. well, having that good attitude and still that level of compassion. In 2007, my family and I received an extreme home makeover from ABC, which threw me right back into the public eye and into the community. And again, continuing to wanting to serve, going out and finding those veterans that were not doing so well emotionally, physically, financially, and spiritually. And it wasn't just the service member, but it was also the family member who might be suffering, that might have the PTSD. You know, we don't tend to think so much about what the family members are going through along with that soldier. And so we started doing different things, and I met Paul Chapa, a really great man that really wanted to do a lot of great things for our servicemen and women, and he gives all credit back to God, and that's who I want to serve with. And so he started the food industry serving heroes, and it's just taken off. And I'm totally honored and very proud to be working with Paul, because we've really seen God work in some amazing ways. And to get back on subject here, 1,400,000 men and women have died since the very beginning of this country. And I want each and every one of you to think about that and remember to live every single day as if it's your last day. Live for those guys that gave up everything so that you have the life that you currently live. And let's not live it in vain. Remember, somebody gave up their life for you. And there's a flag in here hanging on the wall that was at Camp Leatherneck. It hung it was one of the last flags to hang at Camp Leatherneck before it was brought down. And as Paul and I was in the room earlier looking at that, we thought, you know, many, many Marines and soldiers died under that flag while it flew in Afghanistan. And there it stands as a testimony to our brave young men and women. As I travel through airports and I'm out in the community and stuff, a lot of people recognize that I'm missing a leg, and they'll come up and with a heartfelt thank you, they will come up and look me in the eye and say, thank you for your service. And I like looking them right back in their eye and saying, you're worth it. So with that being said, thank you for having me here today. It's a great honor. Thank you for having the fish industry here. It's truly an honor to be working with Paul. I look forward to so many things this upcoming year. I want to see just how amazing we can get everybody patriotically